Hello, 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 and Happy New Year to everyone that's watching and those who will be watching in the future. It is so glad to see another year. I trust your time off, your holidays with family and friends, full of laughter, memories made, and I trust that you journaled as well. That's right, journaling is therapeutic and it also helps you to capture those memories and those fun times. So don't forget to journal. This is your show host, Maxine Pearl Phillips McCoy, with the Life Strategy Show. Oh my gracious, life strategies. Here it is at the beginning of a new year. And now is the time for you to put a strategy in place on what you intend to accomplish for this year. That's right. Now, many times people put resolutions in place. I say instead of a resolution, why don't you make it a goal? Create goals. And with those goals, you need to put a timeline against it. You need to be specific in what the goal is that you've created for yourself. You need to understand the outcome of the goal that you're trying to achieve. And who do you need to help you with that goal? So, all these things we needed to probably done like what? The end of December, going into the new year. But now that the new year is here, it's never too late. It's never too late for you to put a strategy in place. And that strategy should consist of the goals that you want to accomplish. And in creating those goals, remember, there's the thing that's called the SMART goals. But the SMART goals are only smart if you execute, if you take action. That's right. If you take action on what you told yourself that you're going to be doing in order to accomplish the goal. So, what I like to do is just pause for a second and wish some happy birthdays to some individuals. And the first one will be my daughter, April. Happy birthday! And I have a special guest that's going to be coming on a little bit later. And today is his birthday. So Dejan is going to be sharing with us some things that he's going to be putting in place for 2023 and what his goals are, and also what his natural, God given, innate abilities are. And that's what I like to talk with you about this evening is about your innate abilities, God-given abilities, natural abilities, whatever we want to call them. Guess what? They are the abilities that we were born with, that no one had to teach it to us. So tonight, I want to talk about your innate abilities. Have you discovered them? Have you identified them? Do you need to confirm them? Because as you put a strategy in place, that is what you want to take into consideration. What are you already gifted at doing? What is going to be the best career choice for you? So, parents, my high schoolers, my college, collegiate ones, listen up. I know that you're going to go for a particular career or a profession, but in doing so, you need to understand what you were already blessed with. That's right, what you were blessed with. Again, that no one had to teach it to you. And what is the best career choice for you? Not what someone else wants you to do, or not that you're piggybacking off of someone else, but what's the best career choice for you based on those abilities that you were born with? So, first, let's talk to my high schoolers, my teens, my young adults. You are embarking on another semester that's starting here this month. As you go into that semester, you also are going to be faced with what electives are you going to choose for the fall? For the fall, you have to choose them this spring in order for you to what? Know what your class schedule is going to be for the fall. And in doing that, this is where I always encourage my high school students to take what we call our ability assessment. is the Highlands Ability Battery, which is an assessment that helps you to identify the best career choice for your innate abilities. That take the guesswork out of it. And when you are selecting those electives, if you understand and if you've already identified, if you have discovered, if you have confirmed what your strengths are, what you're already good at doing, then select electives based on that so that you can have that fulfillment. You can understand your purpose, your passion, what it is that you are going to be doing. These are called goals. These are called strategies. You know, a goal are just words on a piece of paper until you put a strategy against it in order to execute it, in order to take action. That's right. And it's important that our high school students understand that as early as possible. Now, okay, let's face it, college is not going to be for everybody. So, what about those who are not going to college? How do we help them? Well, this ability assessment also helps you to understand the trade. The trade, that's right. I've had one person to take the ability assessment and they were already in college, but they thought they knew exactly what career they were going to go into. And once they got to college and they start mapping out that career and they start taking those classes, it's like, wait a minute, Maxine, this is not what I enjoy doing. They went to their parents and the parents had no idea that that child was so unhappy with the classes that they were taking even in college. So that helped me to understand is that the sooner we start working with our high school students, the sooner the high school students will know what direction is going to be best for them. Whether it's going to be college, whether it's going to be a trade, whether they're going to be an entrepreneur, or are they going to seek employment and use their skills with an organization? All of the above applies to any of us at any given time. I might be the business owner of my business today, but if for some reason things change, I could easily end up going and becoming an employee of another organization. So we never excuse ourselves. All this information that I'm giving, it applies to me as well as our high school students, our college students, and even adults. So you can use this information really for the rest of your life. All right, so we talked about setting goals and not resolutions. And when you set that goal, you need to be smart about it. You need to write the goal down. You see, my clients write their goals down, and those goals become their strategy, the strategy that they're going to use. And it helps them with time management. It helps them with their organization skills. So writing goals is really the best of both worlds. I never will forget when I was about 11 and I wrote my goals on a piece of paper. And of course, I would always stick my goals in the back of my Bible. And of course, we get busy with life and we start doing things. But then every sometime I'll look in the back of the Bible and I'll start reading what I had written down. And all of a sudden, I would realize I had accomplished that goal. And the more I wrote them down, the more things that I would accomplish. And that is one of the reasons why I encourage my clients today to journal. Now, my clients journal, but I encourage you, those who are watching right now, to start journaling. Yes, I have a journal that you can purchase. You can always go to levelisco.com and it's right there on my website. But if you have a journal in your possession, use it as well. A journal is something that will last you and it continue to what give itself. It repays itself because you have an opportunity to go back and reread what you wrote. Journaling is almost like writing a private letter to yourself about yourself. Journaling is therapeutic. I can't help but to come back and say that because I know we have the mental situations that we're dealing with in the world and with our own private lives. But if we journal and we get it out and we're no longer holding it in, it helps us to start releasing. And there are also journals that have turned into books, turned into plays, turned into movies. And some people journal their songs. Think about the football players. They journal. because their journal plays. They have to learn those plays, So everything in the huddle, you got to understand what position you're moving towards and where you're supposed to position yourself in order to do the job that you've been hired to do on that football team, or if it's a professional football team. But when we start talking about goals and you're smart with it and you're strategic with it, you will make sure that you measure those goals. Put a measurement against it. Are you going to do it within a week, a month, a year? And what are the results are going to be? Are they realistic results? Is it something that you can accomplish by yourself? Or do you need someone to help you accomplish it? So you have to take all that into consideration when you're strategizing. And that's why this show is called The Life Strategies. And the strategies are the strategies that you put in place in order to get you where you are today. And I put strategies in place even as a young girl at the age of 11 when I journaled. And those strategies that I put in place enabled me to actually start my business. The other thing about goals, the SMART goals, is are they agreeable and are they achievable? Are you putting a goal that's so far-fetched that you cannot achieve it? Now, I believe that there's no such thing that you can't achieve it. Can't should not be in your vocabulary because there are too many individuals out here who can help us. There are too many resources out here. There are phenomenal people out here who can share information with us or come along the side of us or mentor us or sponsor us. So there's so many different ways that you can get people to help you. All we have to do is step up and ask for help. So that's another part of your strategy is to ask for help. Don't be afraid. Don't hide. Don't feel like if you ask for help that's the worst thing that you could do is ask someone to help you. Actually, it's the worst thing you could do is not to ask for help because you could have that one idea that could be a major changer in this world. You could be a change agent without even realizing it. And your ideas can be something that can help other people, not only you, but it can help other people. And we talked about the R being results. The results can be measured in so many different ways. It can be measured in what have you achieved? And I ask you, in using that word achieve, I want you to ask yourself, how many people have I helped? How many people have I shared my knowledge with to help them move forward? You see, I have an opportunity to use this platform, the Life Strategies Show, to bring individuals on here so that they can share the strategies that they have put forth in their life that has enabled them to move forward. I was listening to, I don't know, a TV show the other day, and they were talking about some of the words that they thought were so overused. And move forward was two of the words. And someone said, well, if we're not moving forward, what are we doing? You expect us to move backwards? And that was a great question because I'm always encouraging individuals to move forward in what they are doing. You've been given those innate abilities in order for you to reach your destiny. And we all have a purpose. That's why we have been uniquely created. And we have been given these abilities in order for us to reach that destiny. But I understand that there's so many of us who do not understand our innate abilities, who have not yet identified them or confirmed them. And that is one of the reasons why I do start with our young adults, our teenagers, so that they can understand what their purpose is as early as possible in life. There's no reason for them to wait until they're 40, 50, 60 years old to become an entrepreneur. It is so great to hear and see our young people already starting their businesses, already out there on the internet doing great things. And for that reason, I am looking and I want to hear from these level-less teenagers. I want to hear from these level-less young adults, those who are achieving success on their terms. I want to hear from them. I want them to share their stories so that we can bring them on this show and help share them with the world. The world needs to know about them. They need to be able to understand that let's not hold our young people back, but instead, let's help them move forward in the gift that they have been given. So that's one of the reasons why I talk about eliminate resolutions, but instead create goals. And in creating the goals, go on and put a strategy in place that's going to help you to achieve the goal. So, one of the things that I want you to do right now, I want you to close your eyes. Yes, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think. I want you to remember those who are older, let's say at least 40, 50, 60, and above. I want you to think about when you were a teenager or even younger than that, maybe middle school. What were some of the things that you wanted to do in life, that you saw yourself achieving in life? I want you to think about that. Now, I want you to open your eyes and I want you to write it down. What was that one thing that you dreamt about as a young person that you put on the back burner, that you've not done? You're not even thought about it again, but you had a love for it. You had a desire, a burning desire in your heart that you wanted to become that, but you decided to go a different direction. You decided to go in a different direction. So here we are at the beginning of a new year where you have an opportunity to revisit that dream that you had as a child, that dream that you had as a teenager, that dream that you had as a young adult, but life got in the way. Reevaluate it, put a strategy against it, write your goals about it. Before long, you'll find yourself achieving that you dreamt about as a young person. So, see, that's what we do here at Levelless. We help individuals to understand that there are no levels. You don't have to acquire to a certain level. You don't have to up level. There's no reason for you to climb a ladder, but instead, understand your worth. And by understanding your worth, you understand who you are from your core. You understand those gifts, those talents, those abilities, those strengths that you were already born with, that they're already inside of you. But if it means that you need someone to help you to discover them, we're here. If you need someone to help you to identify those abilities, Levelers is here. If you need someone to confirm that strength that you already have as a person or as a teenager or even as an adult, Levelers is here to do exactly that. Levelers is here to help you to understand you do not have to acquire or to be at a certain level in order for you to deem yourself as successful. You determine what success is for you. You define it so that you know when you put that strategy in place and you have the goals against it and you have the time and you know exactly what it's going to take, who's going to be able to help you, then you can see yourself being successful. And it's not about what society tells you that you are, it's what have you told yourself. Do you believe in you? Because that's what it's going to take. Oh, you can see the vision. You can see aspirations. You can have a goal in mind. But do you know what your gifts are? Do you already know your abilities? Parents, have you had an opportunity to help your child to identify these abilities about themselves so that they can select a profession or a career that complements who they are, that it complements their strengths? They're not struggling or they going against themselves, but instead they're thriving instead of surviving. Oh, there's so many of our young people who are just surviving instead of thriving in their purpose and in the passion that they have for themselves. Now is the time for that to end. And that's where Levelers comes in at. That's what we are all about. We need you to reach out to us. And we need for you to join us on January the 21st at 11 o'clock for an informational session so we can share with you all the results, the benefits, the clients who have been so successful at taking this ability assessment and has helped them to select the best career choice for themselves. Because, see, the career choice can start while you're in high school, but it doesn't end there because career is a lifetime and life is a project. And we both know that project has a beginning date and an end date. And that dash between that beginning and end is all the things that we have done in our lives. That's where the fulfillment happens. That's where individuals understand their purpose, their passion. That's where individuals can be fulfilled. Happiness does lead to success. Success does not always lead to happiness. So we here at Level is about fulfillment. It's about helping you to understand your purpose, to help you to understand your passion so that you can live your best life and do your best work. It's all about you and the outcome that you have. As you can see on the banner, this is where you can register for January the 21st at 11 o'clock. Come on, join, ask questions. This is where you will have your, we will provide answers. This is all about having a career beyond for our high school students and those who are collegiate. If you have questions, hey, come on, join and ask the question because I guarantee you that someone else has that question, but they have just not asked it. So there's no reason for you to be sitting out here wondering, trying to figure out what am I good at? What should I be doing? Do I even, have a purpose? And the answer is yes, you do. You have a purpose. You are a gift to this world. You are a masterpiece. When you were created, you are the masterpiece. And the abilities that you have, we need them. The world needs them. You could be just that one to discover what? Discover something for a gene that has not yet discovered. Discovered something for an illness that has not yet been discovered. You never know until you understand your abilities, those innate abilities, God given abilities, and those abilities that you were born with that no one had to teach it to you. That's what we're after. My goal, I talked about having a vision and having it so large that you need someone else to help you to accomplish it. And my vision for 2023 is to reach listen now, write this down, 5 million teens and young adults to help them to identify, discover, or confirm their innate abilities. 5 million. Can I do it by myself? I need you. I need you to reach out to me at levelisco.com and let me know that you are coming on board and you have a group of teenagers or a group of young adults that you'd like for me to speak to and their parents so that they can understand the gift or the abilities that they were born with, and therefore they can put a strategy in place in order to be that fulfilled person as they live life on this earth. That's all it takes. It takes all of us working together. And I'm sure that you have a vision. Let me know what your vision is and how I can be of assistance to you. I'm asking you for help. So remember what I said. Don't be afraid to ask. What's the worst that they can do? Tell you no? Okay. That's just one person. No doesn't mean forever. No could mean just right now. So I'm looking for associations. I'm looking for organizations. I'm looking for parent groups in order to be able to come and speak to your youth so that they can understand the gifts that they were already born with and they can be about their business now. They don't have to keep waiting and wondering, what should I be doing, or feel helpless. And let's face it, I know at one point in my life, I was very busy as a career person. And I did not always have the time to help my teenagers. I didn't. But when God gave me the vision that my assignment was now to help individuals to identify, discover, or confirm their innate abilities, then no one is exempt. Whether it's our young people, whether it's our teenagers, whether it's our college students, or even adults who are in transition. Because many, sometimes we didn't even know what we wanted to be when we grew up. But now you don't have to take the guesswork out of it. It helps you to match the career that's best suited for your profile, those abilities that you were born with. So there's no reason for you to wonder anymore. We have the answer for you. We're just waiting on you to get in touch with us. Now you have it on the screen, and it talks about the best career choice, bit.ly, https.bit.ly, and then best career choice is where you go to register for the informational session that's on January the 21st at 11 o'clock. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. I am going to be having a young man that's going to come on shortly, and he's going to be talking to us about his career. I want to see, do we have any questions? Do we have any questions out there? Any questions yet? All right, not yet. Okay, I see someone's chiming in. Okay. No questions yet. All right. Well, I had a parent to ask me, so what does it take in order for my child to go through this assessment? And the assessment is all online. It's in the comforts of your home. And you take it online. And it's going to ask you a series of it's not questions, it's all interactive. Interactive. You almost feel like you may be playing like a game or a video, but you get a chance to interact. You get a chance to read, to listen, and to understand. It will ask you a few questions, but not too many questions. It's going to ask you about numbers, and it's going to also look at how well do you see things? How well do you imagine? How are you making decisions? How do you solve problems? Can you do two-dimensional, three-dimensional thinking? So are you an engineer? Are you a mechanic? Are you an accountant? Are you a doctor, a lawyer? It helps you to understand all these different facets about yourself, not just your personality. But we do understand if you're going to be an extrovert or an introvert or an ambivert. Ambivert is a little bit of both, which means you can flex. You can flex. But then if you're that introvert, it doesn't mean that you just want to be by yourself. What it means is that you get energy by yourself. You need to have some downtime in order to re-energize yourself. And if you're an extrovert, what it shares with helps us to understand is that you enjoy being around people. You make decisions with others, but you need to understand this about yourself. The other thing by working with us with this ability assessment is going to also help you to understand how do you process information and how do you prefer to be communicated with, and also identifying and understanding others' preferred way of communicating. So see, parents, when the child is in the classroom and the teacher is teaching, is the teacher teaching to the way that they actually learn? And the teacher has not yet met the way that child learns, then the child understands how to adapt their learning style in order to still learn in the classroom. Oh, we've had students' GPAs to go from C's and D's to A's and B's. We've had students to go from not understanding what career path they wanted to go into in order to finally identify they wanted to be in aeronautics. So there's so many different things that this assessment can help our students, but the sooner we get them to be assessed, the sooner we can help them. Yes, and we do look at age 14 and older that will be taking this assessment, but those who are younger, then there's other ways that we can help them to identify their learning style, because we have a workshop called Understanding Your Learning Style, and it's for both the parent and the student. Because parents, many times, We teach our students the way we learn and not necessarily the way the students learn. And we need to flip that so that we're teaching the students the way they learn and they will grasp the information quicker and they will be able to do better on their tests, better on retention and retaining information in order to just go on and process it. And it's not just in school, but what if they're on the job and they're trying to learn and they're going through training? What if they're in the library and they're learning by themselves? They still need to understand their preferred way of learning. So I'm trying to see if my guest has arrived yet. So let's see. Do we have any questions out there yet? Come on, let me know if you have any questions. All right. Look like not yet. Okay. Well, I do recall I had a parent who called in and asked me about once they take the assessment, what is the process? Well, the way the process works is that there is a informational session that I do that we hold, and that informational session helps me to understand a little bit more about this individual so that when we give them feedback after the assessment, it's personalized. It's individualized. It helps us, the person who's taking the assessment, to understand how this assessment pertains to them and how they can use the information. I've had one young man to use the information on this assessment, and not only him, but several of them to enroll in college and to help them create their essay for college. I've had one young lady who took the assessment, and not only did she go to college, but she went through her undergrad, her master's, and she had even started her PhD program because she understood the direction that she were to take when it came to her for her career. I mean, the sky is not the limit. So don't limit yourself. Believe in yourself and give yourself an opportunity to expand and to conquer whatever it is that you want to conquer because you have the abilities to do it. Don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. If you believe in yourself and you know who you are from your core, then you're able to put a strategy in place. You're able to capitalize on those strengths. That is your competitive advantage. We always talk about competitive advantage, and that's yours. We all have our own individual competitive advantage. And that's one of the reasons why I talked about level less, removing the levels, and it's also understanding your worth. You understand your worth because you understand yourself from your core. You can self advocate. So if someone is saying one thing, you know something else about yourself that you can share. No one can tell your story but you. No one can tell your story better than you. You are the storyteller of you, and you are the CEO of yourself. So come on, put that CEO hat on and be the CEO. Call yourself the president, and it's okay. You be the president of you, and you be the chief, executive officer of you. And you help individuals to understand what you bring to the table. When they invite you to the table, you can stand up, you can stand out because you know the value that you're adding. And that's what's needed in any organization and in any project. On any term paper that you do, you're going to understand what you need to add to that term paper that's going to show your value. And then our high school students, you're going to understand how to write that essay and your resume. When someone asks you about you, oh, you don't just have to tell them that you're a high school graduate with a certain GPA. No, you're going to tell them about how you make decisions, how you problem solve, your personality, how you take in new information and processes. You're going to be able to share all of that information. It's going to be a totally different conversation. Your dialogue will be so rich that they will have to say, who was that? I want that person on my team. Who was that? I want to hire that person. Who was that? We need to make sure that they work for this organization. See, that's what happens when our clients go for an interview. I absolutely love it. They go in there well prepared, with confidence. They know themselves. They are articulate in the way in which they present their information. And they are not boasting. They are just bringing value. They're adding value and they're talking about their achievements. And that's what you want. I've had students who wrote their essays, who put in their application, got accepted into the colleges of their choice, worked their way, moved from one college to another college to another college, and they're successful. They feel good about it. They feel good about what they're doing. You can too. Our young people, this is for you. This is your time to shine. Those of you who have not yet discovered, identified, or confirmed your strengths, your gifts, your talents, your purpose, let's do it. Let's move forward. Go on with the bit.ly best career choice. That's the link. Register for January the 21st. Let me answer your questions. Let's get you started and make sure that you have chosen the best career choice for your innate abilities, for your God-given strengths, for your something that you are passionate about. It's nothing like working and you feel like you're not even working. Many times we hear people say, I just happen to be paid for something that I'm loving, that I love to do. And that's what we want you to be able to say. Many of our clients end up saying, I am who I was born to be, because they understand who they are from their core. They understand that this is their purpose. They don't have to pretend. They don't have to hide behind someone else. They can be proud of what they bring to this earth and the things that they're doing. So, like I said, I want to make sure that I get some of our young people on here so we can present them. They are level-less as well as our adults. And I want to make sure the world understands these level-less teenagers, these level-less students. And we do have an academy where we have a student academy, and that we help our young people, our young adults, move forward in life. There's no reason that you should be held back. No reason whatsoever. You are a gift to this world, and we need to make sure that you shine and you show that gift. Let me see if my guest is here. Let me just check and see, has my guest arrived? All right, let's see if we have any questions. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right, look like he's not going to be able to make it because today is his birthday and he is at his birthday celebration. But I like to just give a shout out to Jajan, just to say happy birthday to you. Happy 15th birthday. And I trust that you're enjoying it with your family and your friends. And I have to see you at another time. Happy birthday to my daughter, April. Enjoy your day. I trust all is going well. And so I'm excited for both of you and having your birthday. I know we had a lot of New Year's babies that happened yesterday. I saw all of it on the news, but there's no way I could call all those names. And happy birthday to all those who are born on January the 2nd, since this is the day of my show. All right, so this is going to do it for this evening, because this is all about not having resolutions, but goals, and putting a strategy in place. So parents, organizations, associations with young people, with our teenagers, our young adults, even our collegiate students, there's no reason for you not to know your innate abilities. Either discover them, identify them, or have them confirmed through our ability assessment. Allow us to help you make that match in the career path that you need to take. The best career path, not just a career path, but the best career path for you and your innate abilities. It's nothing like understanding what direction you are to take. This is January the 2nd, the first show of the new year, and I am elated to be able to come on and share this information with the world, because goals, it just doesn't stop or start with a teenager. All of us need to put goals in place. And if you have not yet created your goals for this year, I encourage you to stop. I encourage you to take a moment, pause. And if you only write one goal, at least write that one goal and put a strategy against that one goal. Ask yourself, what do you already know that can help you accomplish that goal? Ask yourself, who do you already know that can help you accomplish that goal? Ask yourself, what do you need to do in order to accomplish that goal? And also put a timeline against it. By when will you have these particular steps accomplished? By when will you reach out to the person? By when will you, research or call someone? Put a timeline against it. And then ask yourself, what are the results? What are the expected results? It costs of time, quality. Is it going to be far as safety? It could be time, cost, quality, and safety. So those are the measurements that you want to take into consideration when you're looking at results, and then document those results. Remember, journaling. I'm going to come back to journaling. You can always go to the website at levelisco.com, and that's where you will be able to see and purchase a journal called Transformation, Write, Share, Live. Or if you already have a journal that someone has gifted you with, then use that journal. It's okay, use that journal. But if you do not have one, then you can always purchase one here. Or you might want to purchase a journal for someone who does not have one. Gift a journal. It's always a blessing to give. So I thank you for this evening. I thank you for being able to share this information with you. And the first Monday in January is going to always be about goal setting. It's going to always be about a strategy. And even if the show wasn't called The Life Strategies, guess what? It still would be about putting strategies in place for your life. And some people, you like to do 5, 10, 15-year goals. Let's reel them back in and break them down to 1-year goals. And then those 1-year goals, we break them down to 12 months. And then the 12-month goals, we break them down to weekly goals. And therefore, then they're manageable. Some people can't fathom thinking about 5 years from now, and other people love thinking about 5 years from now. But whichever way you love doing it, it's okay. It can be done. That's your preferred style, and stick with it. It's just that we have to modify how you're going to go about accomplishing it, but it can be accomplished. Keep the word "I can do this" as a phrase for 2023. So I am getting ready to close. I would say, I believe in you. I trust you believe in yourself. 2023 is another year. It's the beginning, and it's an opportunity for you to put a strategy in place that you are going to accomplish through you and maybe even through others. But one thing about it, do not be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to individuals and ask them to help you to accomplish that goal. And the other thing I want you to do is flip it. I want you to ask them, what can you do for them to help them to accomplish their goal? Let's be collaborative. Let's help one another. We're all in this together. If nothing else, COVID has taught us that we do not need to be siloed. We need to be working together. And don't let this year start that we're collaborative, but then it ends that we're back into our own silo world. Life is too short. So let's love to live life to the fullest. This is Maxine Phillips, your show host for the Life Strategy Show. I'm going to bid a farewell to you tonight and say I'll see you next week, the same time and the same station. Until then, I believe in you and I trust you believe in yourself. Take care. I am Maxine Phillips, Chief Learning Officer of Level Less, a learning-based coaching company that partners with parents to empower teens to create a strategy for succeeding in life. Are you overwhelmed or feel stuck when your teen is undecided about selecting a career path? Our college and career program provides assessments, individualized coaching, and workshops to help teens identify their unique purpose and select a profession that complements their strengths. Call us